Hi, welcome, this is Clemens at Elektor. In this video I will present the easy to build remote controlled door lock. Due to the global spread of the coronavirus in 2020, many people have started to work from home. However, and for the same reason, children too have stayed home for longer periods, and so did, and still do, roommates and partners. The problem that has come up is to find a good space from which you can work without being disturbed by children and other people entering and leaving at will. A friend of mine asked me if I couldn't make a door lock that could be controlled from his desk without him getting up all the time. He showed me a video of a sliding bolt with a servo controlled by an Arduino. Something like that, he said. Well, of course we can do something like that. It is not very complicated to control a servo with an Arduino and attach the servo to a sliding bolt. However, making it remote controlled requires a bit more work. Remotely controlling over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi is possible, but that implies creating an app for a smartphone or building a web interface, and I didn't want to go into that. An NRF24 based solution would be nicer, but then you also have to build a remote control. This is doable, of course, but it requires engineering. Infrared would be an option, but then you must point the RC at the lock, which is inconvenient. So I started thinking of another approach. Probably one of the most common use cases for remote controlled locks are cars. Today every car has some kind of central locking system with a remote control. It is easy to find spare parts for these systems, and there even exist kits for retrofitting a central locking system to a car that didn't come with one. I found this car lock servo online for less than 10 euros. It comes with a metal rod, which is for pulling and pushing the lock, and some screws. The servo has a travel of about 2 centimeters, and as a nice extra it is waterproof. The metal rod is about 20 centimeters long and it has a diameter of about 3 millimeters. It is strong enough to function as a bolt, so that is basically all you need to make a door lock. But if you prefer, you can attach the rod to a real bolt instead. For a remote control for the lock, we can go about the same way. On the internet you can find very cheap remote controlled relays intended for garage door openers, motors and pumps and similar applications. And they come with a nice keychain remote control, including batteries. Some of these relays even come with a nice enclosure for the relay. They look much nicer than anything I can build myself. These modules have 3 operating modes. Momentary, such when you press it's on, when you release it's off. Latching, you press one button for on and the other for off. And toggle, when you press one for on and then press again for off. The door lock servo has only 2 wires. To make it move in one direction you must connect them to a power source. You will need 12 volts because it is intended to be used in a car. To make it move in the other direction, simply reverse the polarity of the power source. So how do you do this with just one SPDT relay? Well, you can't. But you can do it with 2, like this. When idle, both sides of the servo are connected to ground, and so nothing happens. When the relay on the left is activated, the left side of the servo is connected to plus, while the right side remains connected to ground. The servo will move in one direction. When only the relay on the right is activated, the right side of the servo is connected to plus, while the left side remains connected to ground. Now the servo will move in the opposite direction. We need 2 remote controlled relays to operate the lock. You can use 2 wireless single relay modules because these modules can be set up to use the same remote control. The remote control has 2 buttons. You can use one button for module A and the other for module B. There also exist multi-channel versions of these relay modules. I found a 4-way remote controlled relay for the same price as one of these single channel modules. With such a module you can control 2 door locks or control 1 door lock and some lights, for instance. Make sure that your relay module works from 12 volts so that you only need one power supply for both the servo and the relay. Everything can be connected together with wires and standard screw terminal blocks. For the power source you have several options, like a power adapter or a car or motorcycle battery or a bunch of AA batteries. My servo has a DC resistance of only 2.3 ohms and so it will pull a lot of current if it can. Therefore, you would want to keep the on-off pulses as short as possible. For battery operation, I would recommend a 3-cell or 3S LiPo battery of 11.1 volts. But in that case you will also need a good LiPo battery charger. Actually, the servo behaves somewhat nicer when the power supply voltage is reduced to 9 volts. The relay module works from 9 volts too. This would work well with 6 AA batteries. In this video I showed you how to build a remote controlled door lock from readily available relay modules and car spare parts. This lock does not require any programming or special tools like a soldering iron, and anyone capable of holding a screwdriver can build one. Okay, that's it. I hope you found it interesting. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click or tap the bell button. Thank you for watching.